Welcome to the Riot Turkey Invitational. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Like, oh my god, every time we go live, there's... To explain what happens, our producer Hexit goes, we're going live in 5, and then waits for as long as he wants, and then goes, and 3, 2, 1, we're live. So, yeah. We are live for game number 3 of our Riot Turkey International Invitational 3. I am James Stressoleri, alongside me once again Vince Metters Hill. We're into the picks and bans of game number 3 here between CPLAY and Cloud9 Eclipse. Already 4 champions banned out: Lee Sin, Ryze, Morgana and Lulu.
They finally banned the Lee Sin away from Ku. This being the 3rd game, so the previous 2 he did slip through there. Morgana and Lulu, again, pretty standard bans alongside the Ryze, who has yet to see any play today.
Yeah, still yet to see much play at all in this tournament, I'll be honest. We're seeing it a little bit here and there, but not overly too much. However, Pantheon banned out. They don't want... In fact, it was WikiChi playing Pantheon.
It was, yeah.
Interesting. They obviously have a higher priority pick that they want.
Well, there's still a few champions. Wukong, Yasuo are both open and very much available. Thresh, Leona, I was going to say Lulu, which has been banned, so well done for me. It's reached that time of the day, though, Stress, where we're both a bit delirious.
It really has, which is why both of these last 2 games I've just started bursting out laughing in my segue, which is completely unprofessional, and I apologize, but sometimes things are just funny. And Godbro is going to pick up LeBlanc here as their first pick, so that, I guess, is what they were aiming for with their bans phase. And it's going to allow Kha'Zix through to Ku. Now that he's got Lee Sin banned, what better a champion to pick up for that jungle role than Kha'Zix?
Yeah, exactly. Kha'Zix fulfills a fairly similar role. You want to try and get yourself kills and then, transition into later stage. Where the difference is, whereas Lee Sin turns into utility kind of tank, Kha'Zix just turns into an absolute monster that will chunk players down. So, a kind of a different end goal, but the early game is very similar. You want to try and get the ganks off, you want to try and pick up kills for your team, and obviously get yourself snowballing.
Wow, Renekton available as well. Hadn't even picked up on that. Renekton Kha'Zix is possibly the strongest 2 champions you can pick up right now on red side. I was not expecting to see those 2 let through to red side.
Yeah, especially as Odomnis is so good on Renekton as well. It's like a comfort pick for him. So I feel like it's not a case of you giving Cloud9 champions that are OP, because it's difficult to ban them out completely. I mean, let's be honest here. They've banned 3 strong champions out already, but they definitely have opened themselves up to getting a bit counterpicked as well in mid, because they've gone for LeBlanc first pick, which again is a very ballsy play. And there are a lot of champions out there that do pretty well against LeBlanc, as we saw last game. To start with, at least, Orianna did a nice job before LeBlanc started getting a couple of free kills and transitioned into the very late game with 6 and 1. So it's an interesting one. They've gone for Evelynn as well from jungle, and Annie, which will be played as support. So again, standard picks, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, nothing overly surprising, and to be honest, that's what we're seeing again and again in all of these games on 4.4. Is there's nothing really that's coming out too surprising in the European scene. I mean, we've seen in Korea a couple of different champions, with Kog'Maw maybe finding his way back through as that late game tank destroyer, but not really seen its way over here yet. That was only today that was played. So Cloud9 looking for their next pick. They have option for support. Thresh is available. Leona available as well. Nami is available too. We've seen the return of Nami actually somewhat on this patch.
Yeah, Nami does well against supports that are kind of squishy and don't have much mobility, which is basically Annie. So, again, Nami can pop down the Aqua Prison and then you can follow in with Lucian, burst damage afterwards, and Annie will get disintegrated pretty quick, to be fair. And just going back onto what you're saying, I mean, it has been by and large pretty much the same champions. The only 2 differences that kind of caught me off guard were Jace mid before, which was, I think, Snow was playing that one in the mid lane, and we also had Bonaparte picking up Sona support, which were kind of different and very interesting. Didn't work out for them, though.
Yeah, that's a general trend, is that people trying different things tends not to work out all that well for them. But Looks like we may see fairly standard picks here as Sivir and Shyvana are the champions being hovered over. That would leave, that would lock all of CPLAY's champions in and then leave a mid laner open for Cloud9 Eclipse, who I have to feel is probably going to be either an Orianna or a Nidalee. I kind of feel at this point with LeBlanc, maybe a Gragas as well.
There are a number of opportunities and a number of options for them to go for. Looking at the rest of their composition, they could very well go for something like Gragas, because if they went for Nidalee, for example, not a lot of poke damage other than Nidalee there. In fact, pretty much nothing. So Gragas would make more sense to me in a lot of ways. Warwick would not make any sense, and my brain would actually come out the side of my head if they went for Warwick mid.
I kind of hope Voidal locks that in there. In a really, how would you cast with that kind of ailment kind of approach?
I feel like that would be an improvement over how I'm casting at the moment, to be fair. I guess if they did lock Warwick in, maybe Kha'Zix would be mid and Warwick would be jungle. That's another thing. That's a bit more likely.
That's a bit more likely. Lock that one in. Don't go back to Warwick, please.
I don't know, I kind of feel Gragas, though. Even though Gragas may suffer a bit more against LeBlanc, I still feel it would work with their competition a bit better. But hey, Forbidden has played Nidalee a number of times that we've casted. He's always performed very well. So at the end of the day, you can talk about compositions all you want. If you have a comfort pick where you know you're going to excel with that champion, then of course you're going to lock that in.
Does Gragas know you're feeling him? That's
Hey dude, me and Gragas, we go back a long way.
You know, I just whatever's cool with you, man. Like, I just don't want you angering him because one body slam and poof, just tons of damage.
I don't know, I've been told a number of times if I was going to cosplay, I should cosplay as Gragas. So me and him have a special connection.
You put me in a horrible spot here. Because I'm either like, no, don't cosplay Gragas, and then it just sounds like I'm like, being, what's the word?
Just agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I don't want to be like, oh yeah, you could play Gragas, and then.
You're digging yourself deeper here, dude.
I don't. So patronizing.
If you just not said anything and moved on to the next point, none of this would have happened.
Yeah,
you only got yourself to blame.
Sometimes I like digging these little ditches for myself because it passes time, and my brain can kind of just have time to formulate what's happening in the game.
So you basically purposefully dig graves so that your brain can recuperate, is what you're saying?
Yeah, man.
So interesting logic there, bro.
It is. It is indeed.
I'm going to do that thing that casters used to do loads and then stop doing. What's your favourite skin on the loading screen?
Oh, why are we doing this?
Hey man, you gotta keep up with the times.
Yeah, God, I feel like we're back in season 2. Reverse Annie's pretty funny as far as skins go. To be honest, a lot of these are kind of fairly standard skins.
I think I'd go for Headhunt in Nidalee.
I do like Headhunt in Nidalee, but somehow I have like 5 Nidalee skins because Mystery Gift keeps giving me Nidalee skins. So
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever seen you play Nidalee before, and I've played quite a bit with you now.
Well, that's because my Nidalee is actually good, and I like to play my bad champions whenever I play with people.
That seems legit.
Like, no, legit. You know how little I like to play Thresh, apart from in ranked queues, because like Thresh is too easy for me, like to just crush face with.
So when we duo queue, you're not trying, is what you're saying?
Whoa! I'm trying if I play Thresh. If I'm not playing Thresh, I ain't trying.
Okay, I understand. Sorry guys, we're kind of going off at a tangent because we have just got onto the Rift. It is very late. We've been casting for quite a long time now, and as you can see, nothing's really happening just yet. It's the trench warfare that we all know and love in League of Legends, which still seems to be a factor even though the trinkets were changed.
Yeah, it's pretty risky to go for an invade, but Aqua Prison's pretty good at picking up invade kills because it's just the stun duration and the AoE, but it's kind of difficult to land fairly short range. You have to pretty much be kind of lucky to get it. But...
So I was really off put because Directed Cam went to Evelyn and he just said, I like it when they scream. I was like, you what? It was just the most random thing ever. It switched to her as she said it.
It's not that late at night that you wouldn't be casting still, so keep keep your brain in gear here, as we are in game number 3 here between CPLAY and Cloud9 Eclipse for the Riot Turkey International Invitational number 3 for Chaos TV. And as we said, game number 3, we're on the Rift. Buffs are due to spawn in just over 5 seconds. That means we can get this thing underway.
We can. Lane switch up is going to come about here from Lucian and also Nami, so that is going to be a 2v1 against Shyvana. And that is mainly because they're just not feeling Shyvana against Renekton. They'd rather go in a 1v2 lane, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how Kabachar deals with this 1v2 lane. This is the first lane switch up we've actually seen all night, Stress.
Yeah, and an interesting thing was that the Cloud9 lineup actually held their duo back from the wave to deny any kind of knowledge of this 2v1 situation. Whereas down in the bottom lane, you can see that I wanted to say Coast, but it's not. It's CPLAY. Sorry, the tag is very similar to Coast's, but CPLAY weren't pushing all that much to begin with, so actually kind of just froze the lane. It's just one of those little things that the lanes are going to hit the towers at completely different times.
And something that may affect how quickly Sivir can actually push this lane is the changes to Ricochet. It costs more mana now to actually pop the W spell from Sivir, and that may kind of halt some of the pushing potential that Sivir used to have with just spamming Ricochet and then boomerang blading instantly afterwards and clearing pretty much the entire wave. So it will be quite strange. It will be quite interesting for me to see how this one works out, because Lucian has pretty nice wave clear with his piercing light ardent blaze, but already Cosmic and Fuel are already pushing this tower.
And I'm wondering what Cloud9 are doing, because you don't go to a lane swap, but they've caught on to Odamna and they're actually forced to flash out. Flash follows from multiple members of CPLAY. You don't go into a lane swap and then don't push, especially not in the top lane, because of that extra resistance on the towers. That is not what you do in a lane swap.
Hyanan seems more preoccupied with getting all the last hits rather than pushing, and now Q's going to come to top lane, but here comes the teleport as well.
Yeah, teleport comes in from Godbro, and they're going to be able to hold this. There's no way that C9 can push into this. C9 have blundered this lane swap completely.
And they instigated as well, but Kha'Zix is going in.
Yeah, Kha'Zix manages to get that passive and the flash away from Godbro. That'll give them some time in the middle lane to farm up a little bit, but they're already rotating out towards this dragon because CPLAY were looking to take it down. Spell shields off the spear as Ami, trying desperately to get away, will get picked up by Forbidden. And now it's Wikichi just surviving. Will he be able to Dark Frenzy his way away? He gets away, but it's not going to be enough as Ku will pick that one up. And now it's Cosmic running for his life here, gets tagged by the spear. Should be... no. Oh, oh dear.
Ku face plants against Drake Pit, and that's pretty much all she wrote.
I can't help but laugh at that one, I'm sorry.
Need some Benny Hill music, or you just get the replay with Benny Hill on it, it would be so apt.
He was just trying to get like a view over the wall, couldn't quite get up there, but you know, just wanted to be... Oh, is he still alive? Yeah, okay.
Just in time to hear the clown shoes, and unfortunately for Ku, had he have actually got over the wall, it was pretty much a guaranteed kill. So that's, I guess, even more frustrating for him in that situation.
I'm a little lost for words on how this has gone, because...
Yeah, it's weird, because Cloud9 instigated the switch up, and they've completely done nothing with it.
And Odoam is 0-2, and they gave away a strong laning phase for Renekton to give away Dragon Control, give away the turret early because they didn't push, and give away kills. That's like the three things that you don't want to do in a lane swap, and they've done them.
Well, they are on Dragon.
Is very low. It's just a smite war. It's actually Sivir going to get it, not smiting that. And that will be a pretty tough fought Dragon, but that's a double kill going over to Forbidden. So overall, Forbidden ends up coming out on top with that one. Overall, the exchange in that one seemed like the gold from the kills just completely outweighed that Dragon.
Agreed. Dragon was not worth it there. Very greedy play from CPLAY, and they may actually regret that one going forward into this game, because even though Cloud9 are kind of whiffing this whole lane switch up thing, if they're picking kills up like that, especially on Forbidden's Nidalee, it's worth it. Like, it's not going to punish them that hard.
And something to note is Renekton actually has 5 assists and is ahead on the goal count of Shyvana. So even though he's died twice, he's around even on CS. They haven't got any turrets, so his gold is going to go up once again here as this top turret will finally fall. So CPLAY with that dragon attempt really just not done anything with their early advantage.
Yeah, you can see that Wikichi is around the top area, so they may try and make a play here, but blue buff is up, and that's going to attract the opposition around this area, so action is definitely going to ensue here.
It will. Looks like Ku's going aggressive onto that blue buff area, jumps forward. That's a massive amount of damage down onto Wikichi, and they'll remove him from the map and look to take down this blue, and that's a lot of damage that just came out from Ku.
Blue buff picked up from Feberven as well, so that's really, really key. And even though the lane switch up did not have the greatest of starts, they are starting to chug forward now. Gold advantage in their favour. Objective is against them, but they do have the kills, and that's going to transition into a 1.5k gold advantage in their hands.
Okay, so typically when you lane swap, you go for the tower push very quickly, and then look to rotate your duo lane typically from top to bottom to get dragon control. You've got 2 options when the inverse happens. When the bottom lane wins out, you can either remain on the lower side of the map with your duo lane to try and get dragon control and take the smart fights around dragon, or you can move them top and protect against that push. CPLAY chose the typical better option, which is to stay around the bottom lane, but they forced the dragon fights without really knowing where Ku was, and without going into it with a safe mindset, and ended up losing so much for it that it actually didn't end up worth it, and the top tower fell anyway. However, here's the chase coming on from Ku, as they are looking to take down CPLAY. Again, massive amounts of damage. Teleports coming out from Godbro, but Odoamne has already picked one up. They're looking to re-engage. Ku's going to drop, and now they go aggressive on Wikichi, but Odoamne will fall.
Wow, the amount of greed in this game, Stress, is pretty brutal to watch, honestly. Like you say, the dragon attempt was very greedy. That was extremely greedy as well from Cloud9, and they do get heavily punished for that one, with the shutdown gold going in for Wikichi. So the jungler is going to be bouncing back somewhat from those early stages of the game.
Cloud9 have been pushing in this top lane at the same time, so they have this shoved up. But here's the switch by CPLAY to get their duo lane up to the top and hold some of this aggression out by Cloud9. But you can see how much minion difference there is between the two teams. There's 84 on the side of Lucian, only 59 on Sivir. That's just that extra farming time that they've had in that top lane.
Yeah, and it hasn't been punished. He was going for last hits over pushing the tower, and honestly, what looked quite bad actually ended up being just fine, because the rest of the game was going so far in C9's favour after the dragon and such that Hyanun pretty much got away with murder there, I have to say.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I mean, typically, we've seen it in LCS that if you blunder a 2v1, ooh, that's pretty much game. And C9 have been somehow let off the hook with this one.
I think a lot of that was dragon. If instead of going for the dragon and dying three of your members dying and basically gifting Forbidden a double kill, which then also turned into a blue buff because they were still stronger at that stage, and you just went to push mid or you just got some farm, they would still be ahead at this stage in the game. They could have came back after a couple of items and then took dragon afterwards, but that greedy play really backfired hard, and it's kind of put them in their place now. The pace has been dictated thereof from Cloud9.
And you look at a Nidalee with 3 kills, a Kha'Zix with 3 kills as well. Godbro didn't get out of that spear quite in time, so Forbidden, he's already outputting damage. And how far is he from that needlessly large rod? Has only just gone back on board, so he's still a little way away from that. But we are only 11 minutes into the game, and that Athene's Unholy Grail has been picked up. There's another fight over in this top jungle area. Ku gets taken pretty low. There's a dragon descent, but tidal wave through the middle of that jungle area is going to lock a couple of members of CPLAY in place. Forbiven gets taken down. That's a shutdown, but the gold goes to Annie in that exchange. Now Voidal in trouble. Hyanan coming in through the side isn't quite going to be able to get the damage, but there's the on the hunt out from Cosmic as Hyanan getting chased away. This might be the play that CPLAY need to get themselves back into this one, but Hyanan will have that relentless pursuit available shortly. Is he able to get out? Barriers up behind the turret, will get away. Oh, but Annie takes down Ku, and Hyanan won't get away.
Yep, that is Cosmic having a lot of movement speed there, just coming around from the backside. And again, that all started from a very greedy play with them kind of lurking around the blue buff area and just getting caught. Like, yeah, they got the first kill, but after that it was one-way traffic because they're in a very close claustrophobic environment, and that's really where it starts to play in the side of the blue team, CPLAY. In fact, Cosmic's been caught here from Febiven. He's probably going to fall.
Also, Cabochard down in the bottom lane just kind of died. Odohamne took a turret and just kind of went aggressive, had Dominus on and got the kill. Not too sure what happened there other than Odohamne just killed him.
I didn't catch it. I was watching Nidalee chasing after Sivir, and the reason why I say that the close claustrophobic environments favour CPLAY is because Annie's Tibbers is just going to smash everybody.
Yes, indeedy. Ward's getting cleared out around this dragon area. Another one dropped over the side as Wikichi actually takes a fair amount of damage. Looked like that was by a spear. This time it's Nidalee that takes it. Ku, come on, man. You gotta start working on those smites.
Smite, man.
Who needs it?
Exactly. So the real style points is trusting in your teammates. He didn't even use Smite there, by the way. Didn't bother.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's gotta start getting that one in.
It's because he wants to make sure Febiven can get blue buff. I see. He's thinking 2 steps ahead.
Didn't even use the smite on the blue. He wants the white. That's what
white is
was
where
getting
it's at.
saved for. Dude, that thing outputs so much damage. Me and Pulse have got
Exactly.
like a timer on that, like a counter. A counter on how many times people die to white, because that thing is deadly. Flashed out from Voidal. Looks like they're trying to chase on. Really nice tidal wave. Will keep him alive for just a split second longer, but it buys the rest of his team the time to get away and maybe look to kind of re-engage this from the side and throw out those Nidalee spears.
It's almost like Cloud9 don't realise how mobile CPLAY's team is with On the Hunt and the burnout from Shyvana, that you can be engaged upon from a very, very long way away, and they're going to catch up to you. And it seems like they've been caught that way 2 or 3 times right now, and they just need to be careful, because if you keep hemorrhaging kills this way for no reason whatsoever, you're going to lose the game. We've already seen this before with Cloud9 losing to CPLAY in very similar circumstances.
Yes, we have indeed seen that. But this time, Forbiven is 5-1 and has himself that needlessly large rod, so he's in a position that he can start throwing spears, and they are going to start doing a lot of damage here. So, you know, I kind of feel like Cloud9 should close this one from their lead that they have, but 2,500 is not by any means necessary a big lead.
Nope, it's certainly not big. 15 minutes, it's kind of significant, but it's not game-breaking. It's not even close to game-breaking. The problem is, though, that a lot of that gold is, as you mentioned before, situated on Febiven 5-1. So when they're sieging like this is where their composition's really going to come good. Febiven's been caught, though, from Wikichi, although not really, because he's a bit too strong to deal with.
He is indeed, and he just brought back some bad memories, but nevertheless, Forbiven is going to try and land some pretty large spears here and try and make some bad memories of his own as Wikichi gets taken out by one of those over the wall. Ku uses that ultimate just to make sure he gets away, but that's a pick off there by Cloud9. Looking for another one maybe on Cabochard. Wow, he is not tanky at all. Does not have any tank items to survive through that. Here comes the culling out. Odoamna takes the brunt of the damage from the front load here from CPLAY, but they don't quite get enough to start looking at that tower yet, but those spears are going to start getting thrown over that wall.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you say that Shyvana is not tanky, because you look at his items, that's really bare bones for 15-16 minutes through. I mean, 81 CS, this lane switch up really has hurt him in a lot of ways. Second tower and mid does fall as well.
He's 2,000 gold behind, but here's that counter engage that you were talking about. Where's the Agony's Embrace is not available because it was used earlier in that engagement, but a nice Echo Prison lands onto Godbro, will deny them that engage, and it's the second counter engage. We don't have a term for that, but in goes Odoamne into that fight as Forbidden looks to pick kills off from the side. But I think overall that's just going to be a 1-for-2 in favor of CPLAY, but Cloud9 Eclipse are just a little bit better off right now.
I guess that's the League of Legends equivalent to the rope-a-dope. If you're going back to boxing terms. Yeah, a counter engage.
So
just
many counters.
Yeah.
Oh, Hyanan, was that a bait? No, I think that was just him trying to recall in a bit of a precarious position.
It's definitely an interesting place to recall, I'll give him that. But yeah, Shyvana there, Draggers descended into the middle of Cloud9 and just instantly died. Flashing from Wikichi trying to cancel out that recall. Nope.
That's
not
such
today.
A painful flash. Ah, dear. It's all about learning that recall noise, people. That's really important noise to time out and make sure you appreciate how long you've got to kill people in.
You can almost feel the tears.
Time. I know, I'm just... No tears, only dreams.
The tears of frustration right there from Evelyn, because that was a flash expended just to stop the recall and get the kill, and didn't pay off.
Thing is, even if the hate spike had landed, it wouldn't have stopped the recall. Because if you take damage in that last half a second of recall, then you're still going back to the base. But Cabo Charge is going back to the base in the death timer, as Vivian picks that one up to go to Rampage.
He flashed through on top of Odoamne, who just stunned him. Sad times.
Tidal Wave is going to knock 2 in the middle of the map, but I think Cosmic should be able to get away from this one. Oh wow, Godbro just flashed into that spear, or distorted into that spear as well as the flash. Odoamne picks that one up as easy pickings, and Cloud9 are just looking for easy pickings here as they close in towards their first inhibitor turret of the game.
This is such a strange game to try and analyze, because both teams are just playing so loose right now. It's super aggressive play, which is very entertaining to watch, but it's just kind of small mistakes after small mistakes, getting caught in positions you really shouldn't. And I couldn't even say that it's down to a lack of vision, because both teams have a plethora of wards across the board. So I'm not too sure what to make of this, honestly, Stress.
No, I'm not too sure myself. It just feels like ever since that really convincing performance in Game 1 of the series, CPLAY just have crumbled. And it's actually quite surprising to see a team bully around Cloud9 in Game 1 and then not find the same form again. You have to wonder whether it was a Cloud9 difference or whether it was CPLAY, but they actually get a lot of damage down onto Voidal. Voidal heals a slight amount of that up as Ku finds Wikichi off at the side. Meanwhile, over in the top lane, there's a 2-man push, and that's actually where a lot of the damage is here for Cloud9. Focusing on that turret. Jarman is on the way around the side, as is Nidalee, but they're not going to be able to regroup in time.
They're not, but now Cosmic is looking for this engage on Ku. Does a lot of damage with the Boomerang Blade, and this should be a dragon for them. You do have Nidalee, though, and Lucian coming down from the top. Yes,
they are looking to engage this on the dragon, but Odoamne is going to start that one off for his own team. Wikichi is pretty low here. You've got to be careful. Oh, that spear is starting to do a lot of damage. Tibbers comes down, does land onto 2 members there as that spear will find the mark and pick the 1 kill up. Forbidden trying to jump forward into this fight, causes the flash out over by Sivir. That's not quite a kill onto Wikichi as that spear won't quite hit that target, but Wikichi won't be getting away from this one very much. Won't be getting away at all.
Well, that's a 10-1 Nidalee right now with 3.6k in his back pocket. So that is probably going to be Rabadon's death cap, probably Sork Shoes as well, and that's going to be around 21-22 minutes. That is huge, huge statistic for Febiven landing those javelins. It just got a whole lot worse for CPLAY.
That did just get a whole lot worse. Let's see. That's Rabadon's death cap finished up. Probably going to be Sorcerer's Boots. Ooh, no, it's a blasting one. And Sorcerer's Boots. Okay, yep. Rich enough to get everything. You were right. You got it.
I didn't get the blasting one though, man.
Oh, it's okay. We'll give you it.
It was kind of obvious though. Like he wants to go for more damage. He wants to go for more magic penetration. It's just typical build. But the thing that's scary is that's at 21 minutes that he's picked those items up. And he's also got an elixir as well. It's important to mention that. So even more damage.
That is more damage. That's a lot of damage right now. And of course, the elixir also means the extra cooldown reduction.
Exactly. So javelins coming through thicker and faster, and there's not good things. It's not good news if you're CPLAY because they've already been struggling with those.
Yeah, and Cabochard is actually still not tanky. Has Mercury treads, but that's about it. I believe the Rune King's not going to give them the ability to survive through too much, apart from just kind of relying on lifesteal on that one, but it's not really going to help a Shyvana at this point, relying really only on the extra resistances from Dragon Form.
So one thing I'm a bit disappointed by with C9 here. C9, okay, yeah, CPLAY is what I was looking for. They're against C9, interestingly enough, is that with their composition I felt like they could have caught out Cloud9 a lot more or engaged on them when they're in these siege positions, but they've not really done that so far. And they have to basically just go in. If they keep sieging against Featherven, they're going to lose.
Yep, that's completely true. 10-1 Italy is pretty darn good at sieging. Tidal Wave has been used trying to catch people out, but Ku was the one being caught out from the side there as Wiki Chi just manages to avoid a spear. Voidal getting taken down pretty low as well. Now that they turn on towards Forbidden, forces the barrier out. Forbidden is a pretty slippery character, couldn't quite get over the wall, but that spear is going to deal massive amounts of damage to Cabochard. And here comes Hyanan as well, manages to clean that one up.
Yep, exactly. And I was waiting for CPLAY to actually initiate and engage. They did that, but it's kind of too late now. Even though Nidalee does get a lot of kind of hype around the javelins, the fact of the matter is that in Cougar form does a whole lot of burst damage as well. And that's something that a lot of people don't quite realise. So you're in a stage now where you try and engage on Featherven. He's going to Cougar form you, smash you, and then heal up afterwards.
Yes, and then when you're at a bit of a range, back to those hype spears again, as they are doing a lot of damage. You can see him chunking Godbro. That one wasn't even max range, and it was already dealing half of his health, and it's only a matter of time before that Void Staff is completed. He's about 500 gold away from it, and I wonder whether Cloud9 are just going to secure this Baron area, perhaps. Don't know whether they've quite got the position to go for it, although Sivir is down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that's a lot of damage away.
Yep, that's an Annie. Was an Annie.
I'm trying to rack this around in my brains. If there's a lack of communication right now from CPLAY, if they've gone and tilt, or if they're pushing that red self-destruct button right now, but they seem out of sorts, honestly, Stress. They don't seem to be singing from the same hymn sheet.
No, they don't. Odo Amna doesn't seem to be singing from any hymn sheet right now because he's kind of on his own there and having a bit of a solo, and it didn't work out well. And they're going to follow this one up for Vivian now, trying to get away. Tidal Wave will knock 2 or 3 members of CPLAY there. Spear does land. You can see Cabochard still only that Giant's Belt as a tank item. Wikichi is able to distract Hyanan enough for Godbro to get into the side of this fight. Voidal getting dropped pretty low, as is Forbidden, but coming around from the side now is Ku. Is going to look to pick one up, doesn't actually have the damage, so didn't get the reset, and you can instantly see him go, oh, nope, and back the way out of that fight.
I don't know why, but that reminded me of one of those videos where a cat jumps and face plants against a wall, and it just doesn't, nothing really happens.
We saw Ku actually do that earlier.
Yeah, exactly, we saw that in Dragon Pit before, but CPLAY playing to their strengths there. It has to be said that Odomne's brain did go walkabout though, and once the main tank on the side of Cloud9 was dead, it was quite easy pickings for CPLAY, but again, you can only beat what's in front of you. If someone makes a mistake, you have to capitalize on that, and that's exactly what they did, and that's gave them a very small lifeline.
Yeah, it is a very small lifeline.
Yes, minuscule,
in the grand
if you will.
scheme of things. Is I mean, if Godbro can blow up Forbidden to begin a fight, they might be okay. But then Hyanan's pretty damagey right now. I don't have a word for that.
Damagey.
Late at night, so I'm
Kappa.
inventing words. Damagey.
I guess it does describe what
look,
he
we
is.
have tanky as a word. Damagey, it's a new word, right?
Sustainy. We can also put that in.
Sustainy. That's the one that we hardly ever use. Also feels like a really weird word because it has stainy in it. And that always just...
Wow. Get your mind
Dude,
out the gutter stress.
Being British, if you ever, like...
Okay,
I can't
good.
finish.
Brilliant save. Brilliant.
Oh, it's one of those ones where I'm going for a save and the only thing I can think of is something worse.
Yep, that happens to me a lot. Dragon's live though, by the way, and it looks as though neither team's interested because CPLAY is looking to actually push mid lane, which, again, I can't completely disagree with, but Kha'Zix can just solo Dragon, so that's a thing.
Yep, that isolation damage Kha'Zix gets is really pretty good for taking down, you know, a loner like Dragon. He stands around there all day, and then just somebody comes along and kills him. He's like, ooh, friends! Oh, wait, no. You're actually just killing me.
So if Shyvana kills Dragon, that seems to me like it's quite deep and brutal, honestly. Killing your own kind. I'm glad you had an input there, Stress.
I'm sorry.
You just went completely blank on me. But they're actually gonna try. They're actually gonna try and defend this
Your
bottom tower.
adjectives there were, whew.
They're pretty good, I feel.
Going for this tower though, as we are in game here in our third game of the semi-finals between Cloud9 Eclipse and CPLAY. Wow, those spears. Again, it's just a matter of time before they start landing on champions. Minions are pretty good, but you want them to really start hitting the mark on champions. As Cloud9 this time will go aggressive. There's the engage though, as the culling has been used here into the Agony's embrace, but CPLAY are just kind of disintegrating in this fight. Cosmic taken very low. They're focusing Cosmic down. That's going to be the tower falling fairly shortly as soon as they look to turn their attention to it. But 4 kills already. It's a triple kill for Ku. That is an ace in favor of Cloud9 Eclipse.
And that could actually be the GG, or at the very least it's an inhibitor. But basically, the problem there is that LeBlanc was by a tower, Kha'Zix flew in and just obliterated LeBlanc, so she played no part in that fight at all. And that's a big amount of damage, a big amount of burst out of the equation. They're going to take the inhibitor and then back off and take the Baron as well. Nearly said Dragon, it's already dead. Nice one.
Nice. But with
Thanks.
the 4 men still in the death chamber, as it's coming back up, that will be a pretty uncontested Baron here for Cloud9 Eclipse. Again, isolation damage from Kha'Zix does a pretty darn good job at taking down the Baron.
It certainly does. Evelyn is in hot pursuit, but Baron has already been picked up, and that is going to be Odomni and the rest of his team recalling. I can only imagine how much gold there is. Yeah, that's everyone over 2,000 gold. Ouch. Right
There's a
in the feels.
Randuin Zoman onto Ku. Sunfire Cape onto Renekton as well. There's 3,000 gold on Nidalee, so that's... let's play the guessing game. Nidalee. What's that going to be?
Banshee's Veil.
Banshees. I was thinking Banshees or Zhonya's, but didn't want to go for Banshees. I was like, just pick up more damage.
Banshees make sense though.
It does. It does.
You don't want to get burst down from LeBlanc. You don't want to have to deal with the Agony's Embrace either. So definitely agree with that that build. Sonny's Hourglass would have also made sense, but I guess the idea is that you're Nidalee, you want to be mobile and still be a supporty kind of AP with healing your teammates and stuff. Can't really do that if you're invulnerable.
I just want to see Spears one-shot people. Is that too much to ask? Is it?
Well,
is it really?
Cabochard is, yeah.
Yeah, that spear wasn't quite on target, but, I mean, Cabochard took critical damage there and is pretty low, forced back to the base. This is going to be another inhibitor turret falling in favor of Cloud9 Eclipse. As Odoamne's just going to tank that one up now that he's got that Sunfire Cape. That spear actually didn't do too much. Shouldn't have got that Banshee as well.
Yeah, if only he'd gone for Zhonya's.
Yeah,
instant one-hit kill.
That's the new passive on Zhonya's, is one-hit kill. That's what it's called.
It's not even a bit broken.
No.
Completely balanced.
Completely fine.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'd love to kind of analyse this game, but really I think the final curtain is well and truly coming down. 2 inhibitors dead. So far ahead, and lots of gold on the right characters. I don't think they can even kill Nidalee at this point. I can't see a situation where they manage to actually group on top of Featherven and finish him off.
Well, they're trying to do that with
Ooh.
Odoamne, and it's not even going well for that. Wikichi will get absolutely destroyed as Forbidden. Once again onto a killing spree. Ku's onto a rampage. Spear half health, Godbro. And that's just clinical way of taking down the third turret, although Ku is taking a lot of damage. That Hex Drinker does pop, but Forbidden goes to a rampage. And is just going to get another kill.
Because 15 wasn't enough, he needed that 16th kill. That's going to be the surrender vote coming in, and your second semi-final victors are going to be Cloud9 Eclipse, who go through to the grand finale of the Riot Turkey International Invitational 3.
They do indeed, which means you are a fortune teller, Vince, because at the beginning of the week you said, I have a feeling the finals is going to be Dark Passage against Cloud9 Europe. I
did.
You did.
To be fair though, you know, just being a bit of a humble guy right now, they are on paper the two best teams in the tournament, and they were on the right side of the brackets. I'm a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
I also said this game would go down to the third game, and I thought that Cloud9 would win. So come at me, bro.
I'm impressed.
I can hear it in your voice. Super impressed.
Oh dear. But you did get that right. You nailed that set of predictions. So can you do my lottery ticket for this week?
I could try, but
cool.
You're not going to win anything.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. We have been so random in this last game, but I am literally half asleep. It's nearly 1 AM here in Finland, so that's what, nearly 11 for you, Stress?
Yeah, nearly there. So yeah, I mean that's not too late for me, but
I've been awake for I don't even know.
Wow, these casts are first world problems. God, I've been awake casting video games all day. However, I mean, we do have a little bit of a break before our finals, because our finals are on Sunday. So make sure you join us on Sunday for the finals. Cloud9 Eclipse going up against Dark Passage. That is sure to be a pretty awesome series.
Is it a best of 3 or 5? Do you know? Or it's a best of 5? Hexit just said it's best of 5, so that's going to be an awesome grand finale then. That's 8 o'clock, as you just said before, Turkish time, so 6 PM UK and 7 PM Central European time. Do we have reruns coming up, Hexit? We do have reruns, so there's going to be plenty more games coming up here, guys, if we did miss any of the previous best of 3s that we casted this evening. And any final thoughts before we go, Stress? I'm actually quite worried to ask you that question.
At this point in time, final thoughts are make sure you join us on Sunday for the finals, because it's going to be an awesome finals.
It will be, definitely. But we're going to cut it off here, guys, before we say anything more dribble. And enjoy the reruns, and until Sunday, we will see you next time.